I think when you're not in law enforcement, you get taught to run away or hide from danger. When you take that oath, whatever agency, whatever department, you're pretty much saying, I will go towards those shots fired. I will go towards that building on fire. I will go towards danger to potentially save a life. That's kind of what you sign up for.
Hey, Zone 3, looks like you got a group just north of Mountain Crossing. They already came down. They're continuing north.
You never know what you could get yourself into, whether it's a search and rescue case or a smuggling case or a land surveillance, whether I could be flying one day with our air guys or I could just be on a normal patrol on the boat. So that's what gets me up in the day. It's extremely hard to secure a border, especially the size of the United States. You know, we have a 96,000 mile shoreline around the United States.
I knew what the job entitled and I knew the requirements, so I started preparing myself before getting over here. But yes, it's a lot more than what I thought it was gonna be.
You can either choose to have a bad day or choose to be a good day. For the most part, I choose to have good days. You know, because if he's here working hard for me, I want to be working just as hard for him. He deserves that, and the service deserves that.
Trust is a big deal because, as we know, trusting each other is what makes the job, and getting each other's back, making sure you feel safe because you also want to come back at the end of the night and come back home. I have one of my things I say a lot is I love to see the sunset and I do not accept mediocre results.
If I fail to do my job, or if my whole crew, my whole team doesn't show up, and we have all those containers coming on a daily basis with imports, a lot of products will be into the commerce that can be harmful to your kid, to my kid, but also harmful to the US economy, right? Sometimes we want to look for the best price. Are we looking for quality? And this is something that we enforce to the quality of the product that is going to be out there for the customer. And then we get to the forced labor, you know, conversation that we can be here all day and talk about that. This is something that maybe doesn't affect us, but in other countries, we have little kids working, making those products, and that's why we're paying dirt cheap, and that's something that we enforce as well, forced labor.
It's a privilege to use the knowledge that I have to stop illegal narcotics from coming into this country in this capacity. Chemistry serves a role in protecting this country by identifying controlled substances that are brought illegally into this country. It identifies people that should not be in this country through forensics, such as latent print processing. LSS has expanded into digital forensics, which is able to enhance our capabilities to our officers at the front line.
To be honest, I just saw like a bunch of movie scenes in my head of law enforcement running around and jumping into burning buildings and stuff like that. But I had an idea because I grew up in the border town, so I kind of saw Border Patrol, but I never knew a lot of what they would do behind the scenes.
I feel like if there's no air and marine operations, a lot of other sister agencies would really hurt. So would be the borders of the United States of America, because our primary job is to secure any imminent threat that comes across the border. And we also look for any threats that could cause severe to potential damage and harm to the community.
We are ever evolving. The program, the dogs, ourselves. There's always new technology, there's new methods. If we don't keep up with that, we're gonna lose. So we have to be constant and proficient at our craft and what we do and in training our dogs. We always wanna look forward, we always wanna progress, and we wanna keep up with the times. That's important here.
You know, different missions, but the customer could be the migrant. The customer could be the migrant that he's rescuing. So I don't necessarily see the customer as a US citizen or someone here. The customer needs to be rescued. The customer is in the water. The customer has spent 3 or 4 nights in the desert. They're a human being. they need rescue, they need something. So there's a human element to it.
To save a life, it's a feeling like you tingle, right? You know that you gave that person another chance, at the same time giving their family another chance, right? To lose somebody, I could have never imagined my family saying, hey, I lost my son, how that feeling is gonna feel, right? To bring somebody home and be like, hey, we saved them, we took care of them, you don't owe us anything, this is what we're out here to do. So, you know, to do that, it's big. I don't need a pat on the back. I'm sure my team doesn't need a pat on the back, but this is what we're out here to do, and we enjoy it.
Failure is not an option when it comes to law enforcement or safety, anything along those lines, because if I fail, it means that I'm putting someone's life at risk. If I fail doing my task, his life is in danger now. My life is in danger now. If I don't go home at night to my family, I failed them now. Because you don't want to fail in that moment so you don't fail to go home that night to your family. So I am here to uphold those standards and to keep on pushing further. Set higher standards every time, not just for myself, but for my coworkers, for my family. That's why I'm here, to be everything that I promised I would be and potentially more.